everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den. Welcome to another video, and this week I'm going to show you how I made these. I call them carrot boxes, but that's the shape they are, and I thought they're absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to show you. I've got a little Velcro here, and it opens up, and this box will hold, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, maybe even 10, because I had a couple on the side. No, 8 or 9 of these, 9 of these Cadbury's solid eggs. So I've got 2, 4, 6 on the side here still. So, and I just think they're absolutely gorgeous. So I'm using this lovely bunny one again, but I'm going to show you how to make this box. So we're going to be using a celebration item that is called, and this will finish in a couple of days time. So unfortunately, if you haven't got it, that's no big deal, because all I'm doing is putting these lines on here, and you can just do that with an orange marker. So I'm going to be using that stamp there to put these lines on here. I am using, where is it? Oh, it's not on that one. So I'm only using that off of this set here, and that's the celebration set that you can, if you hurry, you may get one if there's still any available. With a $90 order, you'll get this. You can order this one free if there's any still available. Okay, but I'm going to be using the Easter Bunny one. So I've done the bunny. I'm not going to show you how I coloured him in, because we've done that before. So I'm just going to cut him out when we get down to there, and I'm using an Easter treat for you for this one here. So I'll be using the Happy Labels punch, which is in the new mini catalogue, along with the bunny punch, which goes as a bundle with this one here. So I'll pop them out of the way for a minute. I'm going to do one more thing before we get started. I'm just going to plug in my hot glue gun, because but you don't have to do it with a hot glue gun. Oops, let me lean across and do that. Silly thing, got another wire in the way. Oh, sorry, we got some blank bits there. There we go. All right, so this is what we're going to be making. Now this box measures 5.5 inches long, so it's a nice size. And as I say, if you haven't got a hot glue gun, just use some wet glue. I did that on my very first one, but I hot glued these ones on. So I'll pop them out of the way for now, and we'll get started. And you don't really need a real lot. So we've got our bunny, which you've cut out of a bit of, stamped on a bit of a scrap, and we've coloured him in. For the tag on the front, I just need a piece of card that measures 3/4 of an inch by 2.5 inches long. So that's just for my front on the card. This little bit of stuff I've got here is all we need to make the card, that box. So we need a piece of card that measures 5 7/8 by 5.5, and we need 3 pieces of card that measure 2 1/8 by 2 1/8 in the same colour. And oh, excuse me, I've got yucky mark all down my hand there. That's it. And then we need one that is 2 1/8 by 3 1/8. Then for the top on the carrot, we need a piece of card that measures 5 inches by 1 3/4 and 4 inches by 1.5. So that's all the pieces we need. Now I'm going to use, to fringe this, my fringing scissors. But if you haven't got them, you can just cut them along as we go. But that's everything we need. So we're going to just bring in our scoreboard, and oops, I'm going to score all of these little pieces first. So these just need to be scored at 1 inch, and remembering we want to use the small end because we're using card. So one side's going to be a little bit wider than the other. Just make note of that, because you're going to need to know that in a minute. and 1 inch. So what I'm going to do while I've got this here is I'm actually going to, because I want the shorter side on the inside of the box, I'm going to actually notch those pieces straight away. And you want to notch them quite deep. So just making sure that you've got the smaller side that you notch on all of them. And I may as well notch this one at the same time. Okay, so they're all notched, and that was notched so that the 1 inch end is this smaller piece with the notches on it. You'll see why we need to notch it so deeply in a moment. Okay. Okay, let's pop that out of the way. So we're going to bring in our other piece of card, and on the 5 7/8 side, we're going to score this at 3/8 of an inch. Like so. And then we're going to pop this. I found it easier to actually fold and burnish this score line at this stage. Only because I found that by doing that, I could place that on the fold like so. With it up the right way, doesn't really matter. Like so, and I could see the top at the 6, and because I've got a line right down mine on the 6th line, I could see that was right in the dot down here. So we're going to score that down the centre like so. Once we've done that, we'll just move our scoreboard out of the way, but we need to keep our scoring tool. We're going to use our pencil, and we're going to measure from this top edge where there isn't, so we've got this tab on one side, and we've got no tabs here. So on the sides with no tabs, you want to measure down 3 1/4 inches on the top and place a little mark. And then you're going to do exactly the same on the other side at 3 1/4 inches, and we're going to put a little mark just there, like so. Alright, so pop our pencil out the way for a minute, and we're going to, we need our ruler, and now we're going to, I'll turn it, oh, I did it on the wrong side, didn't I? How stupid of me. Let me put that on the other side, so that I can see that I've got my score lines all on the same side together. Okay, 3 1/4 and 3 1/4. Alright, so pop the pencil down, but we still need the ruler, and we're going to score from this corner here where, if you can see, this corner here where it comes down to the tab end, from there up to there. So we're going to pop our thing in there and bring our ruler across to there, and we're going to score that on that line. And then we're going to do exactly the same from this corner here again up to that other mark that we made. Okay, so we can now just very carefully just give them a little bit of a fold, so just so that you can actually see where they are. And we're going to use our ruler once again and our pencil, and we're going to mark from that same mark where all the four score lines meet. We're going to measure up 5 1/2 inches. Now we know that that's how long it is now, because this is that piece there. So we know that that's the 5 1/2 inch mark, and we're going to measure from there up to this one at 5 1/2 inch mark. This one again to the 5 1/2 inch mark, and once again on this one to the 5 1/2 inch mark. On this one should be 5 1/2 inches to the top, so we know that right there. So once we've done that, we're going to then draw a line across on each one of these to form the top of our box. Oops, we need to go right to that corner. Okay, once we've done that, we need to use our scissors just to trim that away. So we're going to trim that away across the top there like so. Like that. And we can chuck this piece away, throw this piece away, or if you want, you can keep it for other projects. Any lines that are showing, just give them get rid of the pencil marks, and there isn't any pencil marks on the other side, so we're okay. Now what I found that I just popped that together like so, and I could see whether or not it was even on all 4 sides, because I can burnish that one down, and you can see that there's just a tiny little bit out just there. So just if you've got that, and that can just be the way you've measured or folded, and it doesn't really matter. So if you've got, like me, just that little bit there, just cut that tiny bit away. So now we're going to fold and burnish all of our score lines nice and tightly down, including this one here, which now you're going to actually cut this one away quite steeply, because when that folds in, it can't go over this score line at the bottom. If it goes over this score line here at the bottom, it's not going to glue together nicely. So that's it like this, and we just need to cut this top one and notch that one down like so as well. Okay, so that's the box shape done. Now we're going to fold and burnish all of these. And we're going to attach these to our box. So we'll bring in our glue, which is all gunked up again. It always does in this funny weather. And we're going to start with this, the larger one. The larger one needs to go on one of these middle ones. So they're going to go on the top like so. Like that. So we're going to glue this one. We're actually going to, we're going to glue this one. Come on. Glue this one. Come out, glue. Onto the inside of the box. Like so. At the score line. So that score line there is so that you can actually see. And we can make sure that none of these go over the top of that line. Give that a nice burnish down, and we've got one on. Next one is going to go next to it. If you find that it's a little bit wide, which it can be, because it will depend on whether or not you have actually cut right on the line, just over the line, or just under the line when you're cutting. That's why sometimes things don't line up. We can just trim away the side just to make it fit. So I've popped that one in there. Give that a nice burnish down. The next one, I'm just checking them as I go, because if they are a little bit wide, like that one was just a tiny bit over the score line, I just trimmed that down a little bit, because I just thought if it's trimmed down while I'm going, it's much better. This one's going to go here. Go up a bit, come up a little bit, that's better. We know that it's flush along the tops here, on all of them. And the last one on this end over here. Now I'm going to have to thank Francis McFall for helping me with this card, as when I was writing the tutorial I was just getting myself in a bit of a muddle with how I was trying to explain things, so he's helped me with that. So as I said, that was the only one that was a little bit out on that corner on the corner, on that edge there. So I actually trimmed that one. So once we've done that, we're going to do a little bit of stamping now. So I've got here some pumpkin pie ink, because I'm using pumpkin pie paper, and this stamp that has these lines on it. Now if you've got an orange pencil, just draw them in, or texture or something. So we're just going to put down the score line here, mark, so it makes it look like it's a rounded. I'm going to do that on all 4 sides. Now if you decided that you would prefer a triangular what do you call it, carrot, you can, but you would need to trim the tops accordingly so that they will fit. So the best way to do that is actually to make it the same way, and then just when you fold the top in, then trim them to match. And I'm going to put marks on this top one at the same time. There we go. So that's those done. Oh, I don't want to pop that there. My glue gun is actually leaking all over the bench top at the moment here. So move that away. Okay, so that's that part of the box done. So now what we do is we push this tab in, and we're going to pop glue along this tag. And we want to make sure that we get a nice lot of glue along there, because we are very tiny down this end here. Once we've done that, we can bring this other one over on top, and it will fold over onto the top of it. Give it a nice burnish down. There goes my pencil on the floor or something. Oh, my scoring tool. So there is our box. Once we have our box, I'm just going to put the pin in my glue for now, because I don't need it for a bit longer. I'm going to then pop in the sides like so, and they will overlap just that tiny little bit in there, which is what we want. This back one down, and the top one goes over the top. Now I'm using Velcro dots for this. You could use magnets if you wanted to, or if you wanted to just seal it closed, you could put a couple of glue dots on there. But I don't want to seal it closed, I want it to be open. So I'm going to use a Velcro dot. I'm going to put my Velcro dot on the back one here. Then I will pull the other one up. Now I've put the soft one there because that's the one that you've got more chance of people putting their hand on. Oh, sorry, I'm going out of focus a bit here. And with the other one, I'm just popping that on top of there like so. Whoops, get on top. And push that box lid over. Oh, I've squashed its bottom down. And that's our box done. So let's pop our box on one side, and we'll make our top piece. For that you need 2 pieces of card. This piece measures 1.5 inches by 4 inches, which I've already told you, and this one's 5 inches by 1 3/4 inches. So what we're going to do with those, we're just going to score them. I'm going to score them at around about 1/2 inch. Now I'm in trouble, aren't I? Thank goodness I've got more than one score tool here. So I'm going to score these at 1/2 inch on the short sides. So let's pop that tool in there so we don't lose it. And then I'm going to just use my bone folder, and I'm going to give this a bit of a curl so that it helps it to curl easier when we're ready. So once I've done that, I'm going to curl this one as well, because we need to be able to curl it. Alright, so now I'm going to use my fringe scissors. These are no longer available, but I actually really love them. So, and we don't, that line there is just for knowing where to cut down to, nothing else. So I'm going to fringe right along here. And right along this one as well. Oh, let's go, give me a bit more room there. There you go. But as I say, if you don't have fringe scissors, you just use your normal scissors and fringe right along, like so. There's no, it's just that the scissors make it quicker. And being as I have them, I might as well use them. Okay, so that's my 2 fringe pieces. So now I'm going to stick these 2 pieces together. So I'm going to just use a bit of glue and about 1/2 inch, or, you know, 1 centimetre, which is actually 3/8 of an inch, but that's fine. We're going to just pop them together, making sure that they're lined up along this edge here. That is why we've given ourselves the 1/2 inch right the way through. Once we've done that, we're going to pop, I'll put the pin in my glue, that was a bit silly. I'm going to pop a bit of glue on this end. I've turned it over now, and I'm going to roll this in like so. Once I'm happy with how I've rolled this bit, I will then put glue along the rest of this and roll it up. Roll, roll, roll all the way. Oops. I'm not a very good roller, unfortunately. I guess I could have rolled it around a pencil or something small first and then rolled it from there a bit tighter. But as I'm doing okay here now, I'm not going to worry about it. So I keep going, I'm keeping going. Just rolling, rolling, rolling all the way. Straight onto the next colour. Making sure that this is nice and straight here, that we don't go off on an angle, because we want to be able to have the bottom nice and flat for our glue with our glue gun. So popping that across, I'll glue right down to the end there now, right the way along, and I think this is so cute. Okay. If you want this piece on the outside to be a bit shorter than I've made it, that's fine, just cut down the length. So now we're going to square, you know, fringe out, flare out all these bits so that it looks carroty like, I guess. And then I'm going to bring in my box again and my glue gun. Oh, now I'll drop my glue stick. Ouch, ouch, that's hot. So I'm going to just pop some hot glue. That's fallen out again, and I need that in there. Ouch, that's hot. There we go, this glue's coming out, so nice hot glue there, and pop that into the centre of our box. Just hold it for a few seconds, get rid of all the squishy bits. I'm just going to turn that off so I don't waste glue. Mine just plugged straight in, unfortunately. So I just don't want to waste any more glue than I have to. So that's our pop. You can see that's stuck nice and tight in there now. And we can still give that a bit more fringing out if we don't feel there's enough. So now we're going to just do a little bit of stamping on our piece of tag piece, which says an Easter treat for you. So I'm going to just pop that in the middle there. And pop that over here, out the way, with that and that. And then I'll bring in my Happy Labels punch. And I'm going to use this one this time. I've done the other with the other one. So I'm going to bring this one in, and I like to turn it out the other way so I can see that it's nice and flat along that edge, and it will just fit in there nicely like that. And as you can see, it's nice and flat along that edge. I like to make sure that it's flat. Okay, oops, let's put that over there. Let's just punch out our rabbit. So if you don't have the rabbit punch, you know, then the rabbit, Easter rabbit bunny set, and you would like it, you can give me a call, and if you live in Australia, and I can help you with your purchase. So I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back of these, like so. And make sure we put that up the right way. So I don't want to make this one's a bit too far apart. So let's pop that one off, and we'll put another one on there. A bit this way, a bit more. There we go. I'm going to pop this one on an angle actually. Yeah, that looks better, and it's not showing off the top. Oops, that one's still got one on. And my bunny can just sit just underneath that, like so. Oh wow, doesn't he look gorgeous? I should have put that one a little bit lower down, but I'm sure I can actually trim that one off with my scissors. There we go, trimmed that one off with my scissors. And we can fill him up with our treats. And I said I wasn't going to buy any more Easter treats because I don't need to eat them, but I just thought these were gorgeous. And that's our box. What do you think? This one hasn't got any treats in it, but what do you think? I think they're absolutely gorgeous. If you wanted to make this one a bit shorter, you could. I'm just going to put one of these little things on here. So what colour will I use? I think I might use the pool party one. So I'm just going to pop one of them there. Oh wow, yes, I love that shimmer on these. So that's our project for today. It's going to be called an Easter carrot box, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.